Welcome to another edition of the SVG News Sponsor Spotlight. I'm Jason Dackman, Editorial Director in the US for SVG, and we're joined today by Max Eisendrath. He is the CEO and founder of RedFlag AI. Max, first and foremost, thanks so much for taking the time. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So you guys are all about content protection, and in this world that we live in today, there is a lot of people this minute pirating live streaming sports. It's a major problem, probably a problem that the leagues and broadcasters don't acknowledge as much as they should, but it is certainly something that impacts every single person in our business. Let's start with what exactly do you guys provide at Red Flag AI? What are the services that especially cater into sports?
Sure. So Red Flag was built around a technical foundation of automating detection and takedown of any type of IP infringement. And we spent several years developing this, what we call our smart crawling suite, to find any of those infringements and then take some action against them. And that has resulted in our Cyclops platform, which we now offer to content owners, rights holders, broadcasters, and every IP member in between of the entire, soup of IP ownership. And really what we're doing with Cyclops is integrating at every point in the distribution chain to effectively shut down the infringements and as close to real time as possible. So our main focus with sports, particularly in the last 6 months and increasingly throughout 2025, has been live protection, of course. I could talk about some static stuff as well, but for live stream piracy, this is notoriously difficult to shut down at all, and certainly within a manageable and really desirable time frame of seconds to minutes. And what Cyclops enables the users of it to do is basically take down and have a time to kill of sometimes even 30 seconds, but up to just a few minutes. And regardless of where the content is being pirated online, whether that's a particular site or a social platform, they're able to perform that takedown themselves or automate it through the platform. So making it very versatile for different use cases and different company types to be able to handle that and achieve that full coverage and full blocking.
Sure, absolutely. So something I hear a lot about content protection in the sports realm is the studios, the Hollywood studios certainly were not ready for the digital revolution, and you saw that in a lot of the piracy and stuff. They were actually more sophisticated than the leagues and the sports broadcasters because they were even further behind, and the live element complicates things, as you mentioned, even more. So I'm curious, how do you see sports media organizations and leagues evolving? How do you see this particular part of the market maybe I think embracing the concept of content protection more and understanding just how important it is rather than just a hassle, or an annoyance, which I think was the case maybe just a
Yeah.
few years ago.
Definitely. And we work with many of the large entertainment companies and, they're all friends. So they did everything right always, of course. But I would say that one thing they definitely have been on for quite some time and ahead of other industries, and now it's definitely happening with sports, is just centralizing services and solutions. So it's not 50 different vendors trying to solve a problem and causing everyone a lot of headaches. So I do see that happening with sports, and it is a big aim of Cyclops is to unify things that previously might have seemed disparate. So the detection of, let's say, where the actual piracy and infringements are taking place and just kind of the monitoring work previously had been one set of the problem, one set of vendors. DRM has been another, but that's not actually solving the issue. It's really
Right.
just providing some kind of high level credentialing and token management and actually integrating with the CDN and delivery systems. Sometimes that's two or three different vendors. So really just centralizing all this into one solution, so you can deal with one, maybe two groups maximum. I do see that happening a lot, and it seems to be happening at a very rapid pace, which is pretty cool to see in the sports world, and we're happy to be part of that.
Very cool. All right. Well, moving forward, this space is going to continue to change. We're seeing, media rights values skyrocket, franchise values skyrocket. The stakes are getting higher. As the market continues to change, how do you think that Red Flag AI and Cyclops are going to continue to impact it? What do you guys expect from your organization over the next 12 to 18 months, as well as, say, the industry as a whole?
Sure. Well, as a big question, I'd say with on the live front, full coverage of all major and minor and in-house delivery systems is our goal for 2025, and we're a large part of the way there. And being able to really provide like that rapid time to kill of piracy streams for every system, both digital and OTT, and as well as linear in many cases, as possible, so that the bulk of the problem is solved, and then there can be more targeted approaches taken for specific social platforms that are problematic, or specific geographies, and of course, geo blocking and that type of work as well. So that's a big focus. And then also, I think just to the point of centralization, bringing in some of the static work, which for sports is a bit different than, say, entertainment or publishing or music, but there's a lot of interest in NIL and trademark,
Sure.
and being able to unify all of that as well under a single platform, have these detections running 24/7, and make everybody's life, uh, you know, easy and simple. That's the goal.
Sure. Yeah. And again, that was sort of the, I think, issue at the crux of a lot of the lack of embracing content protection early on by the leagues and the
Yeah.
broadcasters was, is it worth the hassle? And by making it simpler, more user friendly, and centralized, like you said, that goes a long way into making sure that they take care of themselves. Max, thanks so much for taking the time. Really appreciate it. Excited to hear more about what you guys have in the future, and welcome aboard at SVG.
Cool. Thanks, Jason. Thanks for having me.
For more on Red Flag AI, make sure to stay tuned to sportsvideo.org. We'll be reporting on these guys regularly, as well as redflagai.co. That's redflagai.co. Thanks again for joining us, Max. Have a nice one.
See you.